All right, Lori, the rain has stopped, though you can see it's still a gray, misty drizzle around here. So I'm going to take this chance here, when it's not pouring rain, to try to give you a little bit of a walkthrough on this Plus that's coming your way. There's definitely challenges in doing this with one hand on the camera, but I will do my best. So the Plus comes with the front window. This must always be latched shut when you're towing. If you forget to latch or turn these latches, the wind does get in underneath here. It'll blow it up, wrap it around the top of your trailer, and you'll be taking it into a service center to get new slides put on the sides. It does really do damage to them if they are transported without those front windows locked down. So that's number one. When you park, you're going to want to open that up, get some light into your trailer. Propane tank. There's varying opinions as to how safe it is to drive with a propane tank turned open. Many people do it though with an RV to keep your fridge cooling while you drive. Simply open it up like a standard barbecue tank. Hookup does have brakes, so you'll want the 7-pin plug on your vehicle. 7-pin plug, properly wired on your vehicle, will provide you with not only trailer brakes, signal, and clearance lights, but it'll also charge your onboard battery. If you have the constant power hooked up on your 7-pin vehicle, then it will charge your RV battery as you're driving. This is your breakaway kit, a safety device for trailers with brakes, so that if you have this hooked up to your vehicle, and the chance that the coupler would unhook and your safety cables would unhook, this is your third line of defense. It'll tug out the pin and activate your trailer brakes if it becomes disconnected. There's your trailer cable safety hooks right there that you'll need to disconnect. Always cross them over underneath and hook them over on the opposite side for your vehicle. We're going to ship this trailer all locked up for you, and I am going to put your keys in the water heater compartment, because obviously we can't have your keys locked into your trailer. I'm not sure if the transport company you're sending, I'm presuming he's delivering it straight to you, but just in case it's not the same driver, the keys, standard spot for keys to be put on an RV is inside the water heater compartment. So you just open up that tab, flip it down, and you'll find your keys tucked in there for you. We're sending this trailer winterized, drained water tanks in the event that you hit some cold weather crossing the mountains. So your drain plug is out, and you must thread that into your water heater before you can fill it with water. Same with your low point drains, and we'll get there where your low point drains are situated. I'll try to point that out as well. Your vents that you're seeing on the side of the trailer, these are your fridge vents. Really nothing that needs to be done with those. You can open them up for maintenance or cleaning, but really nothing that you need to get into there to run the trailer. Baggage door compartment in the front, opened up with a little silver key. Give it some wiggling. You've got a safety latch there that you have to push out of the way first before you can open it up. This little black thing in the front there at the top is to open up and hold your lid open. The goodies you find inside here are your sewer hose, an electrical adapter that converts from 30 amp power to 15 amp if you want to plug it in to your house. We've got a pressure regulator that we always recommend you use between campground water pressure and your trailer to protect it from over pressurizing the system. You've got a freshwater hose. You've got some spare awning parts if you want to stake it down on a windy day. There are some tent stakes in there. And then you've got your crank handle for your stabilizers. Corner stabilizers are tucked in the corners there. Definitely put down your rear stabilizers before you start getting into the trailer. But all four will give you a more stable, secure stance in the trailer. If you're picking up a noise there, it's a guy pressure washing next door. 110 receptacle, you will have power at that receptacle when you are plugged in. All 110 receptacles need to be plugged into a power source before they are powered. Pull out step, lift, and pull out. These are little night lights. They'll turn on with a light switch inside. Complete or walk around the outside, and then follow up with the inside light switches. Your exterior light is turned on by a little switch up top. Outdoor shower. If you're at a campground plugged in or at a house and connected with your water hose, you'll be able to have pressure at your outdoor shower without needing to run your 12-volt pump. But if you're showering from your tank, you do need to use the 12-volt pump, start that up before you'll have pressure at your outdoor shower. That is opened up by the same key as your storage compartments. Your top one is your water fill for your onboard freshwater tank. To fill that, push your hose in as far as you can to fill the tank. This is your campground connection, or if you're at home at a friend's house, you can plug a garden hose, connect it directly into there, and the pressure from your garden hose will pressurize your trailer. License plate, you'll have to get a British Columbia license plate. That's where you put that. For the cassette toilet, that's this little fancy key right there. Insert, be able to turn. The latch pops out so that you can turn the latch, open it up. There's your cassette toilet, very easy to remove. You'll see the little green latch there. You need to put your fingers in there, lift up the latch to remove your toilet. Closes as you pull it out. What you see there is antifreeze. Once you're sure that it's no longer freezing temperatures, the antifreeze can all be rinsed out of the system. Quite easy to use toilet. Turn your key to lock it. And if you do this trick correctly, you should be able to push it shut. That is your valve for your shower and your sink. The gray water drain. Twist counterclockwise to open that cap. Attach your hose, turn it clockwise to latch it in there, and then you can open up your valve and drain. Your slide comes with a slide topper awning, which rolls out automatically as you put out the slide. Furnace, vent, battery vent, and your 30 amp power source. There's your 30 amp power cord, 20 feet of cord that you pull out and push in. Alright, taking a look inside your trailer. There's your little switch for your blue night lights, both inside and out, will be turned on there. This is your 12-volt water pump to pressurize your water if you're not plugged in at a campground. And here's the interior of your trailer, ready for transport, except for the table there. Table is pulled out. If you would have it there for transport, it would obviously land on the floor. I put it there simply because it's a little difficult to pull that out of a storage compartment with one hand. The storage spot for that table is in behind the bench. Pull that open, that's where your second table goes for transport. Your power switch for the slide is right inside the door. Your battery is well charged. It'll go out with the power of the 12-volt battery. The bag awning comes with these arms that do not fit in the bag. Obviously the rounded top design of the trailer is too short to have those arms in the bag, so those ride along in the trailer as well. And for the front table, it should always be down into your transport position or your bed position. Your main bed, you use your back cushions, flip them down into that gap. That table simply sits on there with Velcro strips and is a good secure way of transporting your trailer. Water heater controls are in under your dinette bench. If you look underneath, you'll find the water drop shape one is for the propane, and the lightning bolt will be the electrical. Do not try to run both electric and propane water heaters at the same time. It is all the same water heater, but if you have two heat sources, you overheat your water tank. So only have one of those switches turned on at a time. Your fridge controls are accessed by flipping this open. Must turn it on with the on button before your lights will light up and you can make your selections. The auto setting simply chooses between gas and AC. It does not choose the DC option. So it'll choose gas when you're plugged into AC, which is your 110 volt or 30 amp or 15 amp power. It should activate to the AC, but you can override that at any time by using the DC button or the AC button. Because it's not plugged in, it'll try running on DC. The propane and the AC are your best options for running the fridge. For colder settings or warmer settings, simply a press of the button moves your light to a colder setting. For your propane stove, pull the lid out a little before swinging it open. Your side shields can be flipped over. Again, that's easier to do with two hands. Lighting your stove is just like lighting a barbecue. You put it to your light position. Sometimes it takes a little bit until the propane is there, but then it should light up. So if it doesn't light up right away, just turn from the light position to a higher position, higher heat position to light it so that more propane comes to the stove source, and then you can control your heat. And turning it off shuts off your burners. Microwave, you must be plugged into 110 volt power for your microwave to operate. For your sink, again, if you're hooked up to a garden hose, it will pressurize the system. If you are not, you need to turn on the 12 volt water pump. Water drop on the switch, and you'll hear it running a little bit until it pressurizes the system. Radio does operate on battery. You can turn that on at any time. It's got the USB connections. Storage, giving you easy access to all your water hoses, pipes as well, but you do need to be a little careful when you're filling your compartments that you do not damage any of those piping. There's a little brass fitting in there that you can use to winterize your unit that will bypass and suck from the antifreeze jug instead of sucking from the water tank. If you turn this little valve to the side and hook up your siphoning hose to this little fitting there, you take the cap off, your hose can go on, you turn the tap, and that'll suck with your pump. It'll pump water out of your antifreeze jug. But if this is new to you, if you've never owned a camper, it's always advised to take it to a professional, to an RV center, to have it winterized properly. Your winterizing kit is tucked into the storage compartment. This is a little fitting that would screw onto the water pump, and it shows there that you can siphon out of the antifreeze jug. Some little doodads here, remote control for your radio, cable connections from your stereo to a TV screen if you're going to put that in here. copy of your documents. Original signed documents are in here, as well as your NIVIS form. All the forms you're going to need to license your trailer will be in here as well. This is not used by many people. It's an accessory hook for the outdoor shower that you can screw into the back of the trailer. Hang your shower head there, but it does raise the risk of having a water leak area there. For your fan, before you can open the vent, you need to pull this down slightly so that you can turn it to open the vent. Open the vent before you turn on the fan. Again, you close it. You do not have to lock it, but you can push that up, which locks it into position. And there's your smoke detector. Carbon monoxide detectors are in underneath. Just lift this up a little. That's your furnace vent there. That's your breaker panel box and fuses. If a 110 receptacle doesn't work, that's your first culprit. Your first spot to go to is check to see if something you plugged in flipped the breaker or burned out some fuses. That's again one of those things that's easier with two hands. I'm just going to leave that for now until I'm done with the camera. Furnace is simply turned on just like it would be turned on in your house. You turn on your thermostat and you'll instantly hear your furnace trying to kick in. If it doesn't kick in, well, check your propane. Is your propane tank valve turned on for sure?